There's no doubt that the majority of anime nerds, myself included, tend to have either a physical or at least a mental list of the anime series we can't afford to miss watching as soon as they go live. And like any other year, there's obviously plenty of such awesome series hitting the big screen in 2023 as well. That said, stick around for a while longer in case you want to learn exactly what the top 10 most anticipated anime for the year 2023 are. To be honest, I personally had to skim past the entire series a couple times before having had enough of watching the redhead Vi's badass fighting techniques, Jinx's hysteria and craziness, Echo's insane maneuverability skills, and finally, the series' antagonist Silco's delicate revenge and freedom schemes. I, for one, particularly loved watching Vi punch the lights out of that nasty Savika using her heavy arm gauntlets near the end of Season 1. Afterwards, the time when Jinx, aka the Lunatic, went completely nuts and used a magical rocket launcher to blow up Piltover's headquarters into smithereens was truly a sight to behold as well. Regrettably, Season 1 came to an end right after Jinx went into Berserk mode. As a result, Arcane fans are still dying to know what happened to Jace and the rest of the Almighty Counselors after being hit by that rocket at point-blank range. With the way things are progressing at present though, an all-out war between the elites from Piltover and sly folk from the slum city of Zaun is likely to erupt in Season 2 of Arcane. Admit it, many of us still haven't had enough of a world exhibiting mysterious portals beyond which lies a terror unknown to mankind. Luckily, solo leveling happens to provide us with exactly such a world. One that is filled to the brim with fearsome monsters, ambitious humans willing to resort to any means necessary in their fight for supremacy, and finally, the almighty rulers that love pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the protagonist Sung Jinwoo used to be a nobody until he chanced upon a heavenly opportunity, and ever since then, started rising to the peak like a volcanic eruption. At any rate, the previous season ended with Sung Jinwoo slaying the Ant King on Jeju Island, resulting in nearly a dozen S-rank fellow hunters being rescued by him in the process. The upcoming season will likely detail more of Jinwoo's journey as he continues aiming to become the strongest hunter by crushing both antagonistic monsters and hunters alike. In case you happen to be a drunkard when it comes to psychological warfare type anime, well, guess what? You're in luck today, boy or gal, cause Classroom of the Elites Season 3 is just around the corner.
今本気で打ち込もうとしてたろ。
This series is literally the best thing that has ever happened to the mental warfare genre ever since the iconic Death Note's era passed away. The protagonist Ayano Koji here is a sly fellow who loves pulling the strings of his fellow classmates from within the shadows. Whatever interesting recent happenings or breaking news occur at the school, you bet the devious Ayano Koji was the one who made them all happen in the first place. Furthermore, the most captivating part about the series is how the dude's an all-in-one package, since he's excellent at pretty much anything that matters. Mental warfare? You're out of luck, pal. Physical squabble? Ouch, cause the sadistic fellow won't stop till he's knocked out at least a couple of your teeth and more. Academics? Sorry, but you're way out of your league here, bro. In a nutshell, the poker-faced fellow happens to be an overpowered character in every right, albeit in a more realistic way, that is. Anyways, more of those similarly mind-boggling schemes and battles of wits can no doubt be expected from Season 3 of the Classroom of the Elite. After all, nothing's gonna stop Ayano Koji from continuing to support Horikita in her quest to reach Class A. On the flip side, the untrustworthy dude may just as well betray all his closest allies, including Horikita as well, and finally emerge as the sole victor himself. After all, wishing to predict the psychopath named Ayano Koji's next move is nothing but a mere pipe dream truly. When it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, there ain't much to dislike, I would say. After all, whether it be badass villains, stellar animation, highly innovative and action-packed battle scenes, or even the individual character development, Jujutsu Kaisen has all of those things down pat for sure. My own personal favorite battle scene from Season 1 would be when Yuji and his sworn brother Todo teamed up against the flower spirit Hanami and even succeeded in beating the pulp out of it by leveraging Todo's devilish clap technique. That's not to say that Gojo's brief but nonetheless epic battle against the King of Curses Sukuna in the second episode was anything less than exciting, of course. Anyways, news is the traitor named Geto Suguru will likely make a comeback in the upcoming season along with his many cursed spirits followers. Once together, all these villains shall attempt to seal away humanity's strongest sorcerer Satoru Gojo inside the prison realm by means of underhanded tactics. Whether such a sinister scheme succeeds or not remains a mystery for now and is something to be revealed only in the upcoming season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. What I can say for certainty is that somewhere down the road this year, you, me, and the rest of the entire anime society will definitely be sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for Geto Suguru and his curses to have their butt kicked by Yuji and the rest of his squad of elite sorcerers. Martial Universe happens to be quite a niche anime and is best reserved for those of you who are into the Chinese cultivation and martial arts type of stuff. That's not to say that this particular anime has been anything less than a hit in the cultivation sector, of course. To put it bluntly, the anime has been able to enthrall its audience since the very beginning. The stories about how the weakling Lin Dong bumped into a miraculous stone, one allowing his power to skyrocket non-stop until he's eventually able enough to enter the ranks to the truly strong martial artists and finally avenge his father's humiliation at the hands of Ling Langtian, the series' overarching antagonist. In any case, Season 4 will likely cover several key events such as Ling Dong's exploits in the Great Desolate Ancient Origin, his clash against the bothersome Hidden Puppet sect, the epic battle against his arrogant cousin Lin Langtian, as well as the much-awaited Lin clan's gathering happening after an excruciating 10 years of wait. Young lad Asta happens to be an epic loser with little to none magic power in a world where magic reigns supreme. The only saving grace backing up the poor fellow is his consistency as well as the will to never give up. Funny as it may sound, I can still hear the words, "I'm not done yet," ringing inside my ears after having heard them from the loud fellow's mouth before countless times during the series. Despite being looked down upon, Asta tends to dream big since he keeps racing his genius childhood buddy named Yuno into seeing who's able to become the top mage known as the Wizard King first. That said, both of these wannabe Wizard King youngsters will likely face a gruesome test since an actual evil Wizard King from the past becomes resurrected somehow. Furthermore, the cranky fellow also wishes to help 3 other evil Wizard Kings reincarnate as well, so that together they shall attempt to conquer and lay waste to the entire Clover Kingdom. Long story short, Saitama, who's the main protagonist of this series, happens to be a total badass character. And by total, I mean that he's literally off the charts. What else can one say about this monstrous dude who's able to smother even the toughest of his enemies with a single punch, huh? Anyhow, Season 3 of One Punch Man will likely cover grounds from the Heroes Association mobilizing arc, where a horde of both A and B class heroes shall be dispatched to deal with the plentiful monsters running amok in the streets. In this arc, the battle being most anticipated by fans is surely the one that shall occur between our beloved Baldy Saitama and the fearsome hero hunter Garo. Hey, sorry to intrude on the fun, but would you mind taking a brief pause? And while you're at it, please don't forget to pull your hand up, let it take a straight dive next, and finally, smash both that like as well as the subscribe button. Now then, let us continue with our top 3 most anticipated picks for this video. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer happens to possess quite a tragic backstory. Poor kid's entire family was butchered by Muzan, the mysterious Demon King. What follows is basically Tanjiro's journey to become an elite demon slayer for the sake of avenging his dead family members, as well as finding a cure to help convert his demon sister Nezuko back into a human being. Anyways, in its simplest form, Demon Slayer is overflowing with nerve-wracking and highly innovative battles no matter where you look. That said, it's a delicious treat especially for battle fanatics that absolutely adore watching people getting punched heavily in the gut every now and then. After all, the franchise has delivered us with epic battles time after time. For instance, the Flame Hashira Rengoku Kyojuro's battle against the cheesy Upper Moon 3 named Akaza was mind-blowing to say the least.
俺は辛い。
Same can surely be said about the battle royale fought against the demon siblings Gyotaro and Daki later on in the Entertainment District arc. In the upcoming future, we can expect Tanjiro and his fellow comrades to become involved in a similarly awesome conflict against the Upper Moon 4 and 5 demons, known as Hantengu and Gyoko respectively. As the name suggests, the 1000-Year Blood War arc sets an entirely new tone for the Bleach series by introducing a heckload of gory battles that aren't anything less than blood-chilling for the viewers. Instead of being like its prequel, where none from the main cast ever dies, this 1000-Year Blood War arc takes on a more sinister tone by marking the deaths of a couple fan-favorite characters every now and then. Now then, there's plenty of battles worthy of being remembered from the last season, such as Yamamoto's death squabble against the evil Emperor Yobach, or the one where Ichigo fought all out against the same villain. The moments where both Yamamoto and Ichigo got crushed by the big bad Quincy Emperor truly sent a rush of adrenaline rushing down my spine. In any case, Season 2 will likely kickstart with Ichigo's trying his best to recuperate at the Royal Palace after previously having his ass beaten and handed over to him by Vendenreach. Afterwards, the dude will likely undergo a hellish training regimen to fuel his desire for revenge. Finally, the upcoming season will also no doubt start moving towards the Bleach series finale as it explores not only Ichigo's mother's background, but also the thread that ultimately links him to the Quincy's. For the record, Attack on Titan happens to be the defining anime for the past entire decade. That said, the hype is huge for the upcoming part 3 of its 4th season. And why not? After all, it's the grand finale, folks. By now, unless you've already skimmed past the manga, there must be a ton of questions plaguing your mind 24/7. For instance, will Levi finally succeed at making good on his promise by slaying that annoying Beast Titan? Also, will both Armin and Mikasa have the guts to exterminate Eren, who's their respective best friend, as well as love of life? Last but not least, has Eren Yeager truly turned into an irredeemable devil who's hellbent on annihilating the whole lot of humanity? Or is there still a shred of hope left for our beloved protagonist, who may just abandon his eerie obsession with freedom and embrace the path of the dignified and merciful?
これが自由だ。
To be honest, who knows? Thankfully, since the season's finale is due pretty soon, both you and me surely won't have to wait too long before learning the answers to all of those exciting questions from up above.